Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to enlarge any eyes on a character using the Color Therapy app. Sometimes it's fun to transform your character a little bit. I'll teach you how to enlarge the eyes so it looks similar to a Bratz doll. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. So I pulled up a reference from what I'm going to work from. This is an actual Bratz doll, and I liked this because she has really large GLAM eyes. That's sort of what I want to go for. So since we're just going to be focusing on the eyes, I've already started coloring this in. So you can see how I made the lips really large, and especially the bottom lip is smaller, and then they're a little bit more pouty, so they're a little more shrinked inwards. And then I also added the eyebrows. They're just going to be a little bit higher than normal. Go under the Skin Shades palette and select Solid, and then you want to choose the darkest color there. Now in the manual mode, select the airbrush tool, set the size to 0 and the opacity to 35. Set coloring inside the lines mode to off. So what you're going to do is just start in the corner of the eye, then you're going to extend it downwards like that, and then just draw a slight curve and then bring it upwards. And then from there, you want to draw a slight curve upwards and then around and back at the top where the lashes are. Now you want to draw a top lid. This is going to go through, just straight through the middle of the model's eye. So that's going to go across like that. And then you want to draw the eyeball below that. So it's going to show halfway and it's very large. Then below the eyebrow, just draw a nice little crease. Now let's start by doing the eyeshadow. So go into the basic palette, choose a periwinkle purple and a white. Now set the size to 7 and the opacity to 50. And with that periwinkle purple, you're going to just start to add in the eyeshadow across the lid. So we're kind of just going around that crease. And then I would also add a little bit of a darker purple from the basic palette in the outer corners. And then with white, add a little bit of a highlight along the top lid, just underneath the purple. And then you want to go under the smear tool to blend it. Set the size to 14 and the intensity to 50. Just blend in the eyeshadow so it looks a lot more natural. Now, with the airbrush, set that size to 1 and the opacity 100. With the basic black, you want to draw in the pupil. So just draw a black circle, and it can be a little bit cut off by the eyelid, so it's sort of like a half circle. Let's do the eyeliner now. So set your pen tool to size 1 and the opacity to 100. So draw in the eyeliner by just tracing the lines that we already drew. And then you want to go ahead and just thicken the top eyeliner on the top lid. So it starts to taper at the middle and ends at the corner. And then you can add the eyelashes, so bring them all the way up. And I would just spread them out and just have a few, about 4 or 5 eyelashes on the top and bottom. For the iris, I would just lower the opacity a little bit and just outline it. And then you want to fill in the whites of the eyes with white. So switch back to your airbrush tool and just start to fill that in with those same settings. And for the pupil itself, I'm just using a nice light blue from the basic palette, and I'm just coloring that in. And then you want to switch back to black, and starting in the corner, you want to add a very slight shadow going across the inside of the eye. Now we want to add a couple details into the eye, so switch over to the pen tool, set the size to 1 and opacity to 85. And with white, just add a bright white little circle in the pupil, and then lower the opacity about 25% and just add in some straight lines coming out of the pupil into the iris. And lastly, I would just raise the opacity back up to 100, and you can draw a star shape in the middle of the eye just to really give it that bold Bratz look. Apply the same steps to the other eye, and don't forget to enlarge the lips. Then, in the Effects tab, remove the lines. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.